I got a new car and I want to tell you all about it and what I did with my old one and give you any tips if you guys are in the market for a new car. Okay, what to do. Because it's involved. Like, it's an involved process. So yeah, I got a new car. Previously, I had a Toyota Camry. It was a 2016. I had it for 8 years. I got it because I had just graduated from college, was coming back to LA, and I needed a car to drive around. It was a used car, and when I got it, it barely had any miles on it. It had less than 30,000, I'm pretty sure. So not a lot of miles on it, and maybe I ran that baby. At the end of it, I had about 92,000 miles on it. Okay, so I wasn't playing around. And honestly, it's a Camry. It can go for another 100,000 miles. Like, that thing got me through, okay? I loved my Camry. It was so reliable. But I was ready to upgrade. I was ready to have something new. And you know that moment, like, I don't know if y'all have ever had that, when you want something new. For a while, like, I just kind of put it off. I was just like, I don't need it. Then it got to a point where everything my Camry did was pissing me off. I was like, ah. And that's when I was like, Ebony, actually prioritize getting a new car now. Because, like, you can't just be doing this. I'm like, I'm just not. Everything was just making me mad. It was looking dirty. I was mad. Every time I washed it and it was dirty again, I was mad. I kind of dinged the door driving out. And that's literally my fault. I was mad at the car. Like, I was just like, you know what? I think it's just time for me to put this into better hands and get a car that I actually really want now. And it's this one.
I don't really say too much when you wanna be fried. I just wanna be a babe.
And also say hi to Ozzy. He's sitting here. Hold on. Hey, how you liking the car? Okay, I have you propped up on the dashboard, but I wanted to give you guys like a little story time on how I got the car. This is a 2019 Porsche Boxster. It's the base model. It's white. I initially wanted a black car, but I'm actually happy I went with the white because I was saying this on TikTok, but I think like the whiteness gives like a cute feminine vibe to it that I didn't realize was there. So yeah, it's 2019. I think the cool thing about Porsche is that their models don't change too much over the years. They do change some, but they don't change too much, where like the 2019 does not look really old. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I want out of any luxury purchase, period. Okay, let it be a bag, a shoe, a car. I like to make a timeless choice so that it doesn't feel like it's dated and trendy in a couple years. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna put the money in, it better last. So I had been wanting a new car for a little while, and I knew in my heart of hearts I wanted to be a Porsche, or as people say, Porsche, with the German accent. It's a German car. But I knew that I wanted this car. However, I felt like I couldn't justify it. I was just like, ooh, it's almost like too nice. Like, I don't know. Like, can I afford this? Is it something that, like, I should get now? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever felt that before, but it's like, I want something really nice, but it's like, should I? Like, do I? Like, is this doing too much? Whatever. So I sat on it for over a year. Like, I knew I wanted a car over a year ago. Also, my Toyota Camry, it was paid off. It's been paid off for a few years. So I haven't had a car note for a while. Like, I was loving that life. So I was like, dang, I got to justify paying a new car note, paying more insurance, and of course more maintenance when that does come up. But I was ready to get a new car. So I just waited for a little while. And then this year I started casually looking on like Carfax, Carvana, Car Gurus, Car whatever the heck online. Looking for a car is so easy now because you have like all those online places that also log used dealerships and stuff like that. Like, it's all online. So I looked and found a a few, got comfortable with the price that's being asked for the car. I was like, okay, like I could go older, but then I'm like losing out on certain features like Apple CarPlay, the backup camera, the heated seats. This is like a heated steering wheel as well. So I'm like, I don't want to go too far back, but I also am okay with not having a brand new 2024 or 2025 or anything like that. Also, I think the Boxster after 2024 is actually going away, and it's going to be replaced with an electric vehicle. So this is like kind of the last time to get them, I guess. But so yeah, I got comfortable with it, and then y'all, I finally was like, you know what? No, I'm doing it. And like a couple months ago, I went to a place. I found a place in Marietta, and if you're not familiar with Los Angeles, that's like 2 hours away. Driving. So I got my parents in the car because I always, when it comes to big purchases, like I'm looking to my parents. Also, what's crazy, it feels crazy to say this, but like the dealership, I feel like you still need to bring a man. Like if you want to get a deal, like if you don't give a damn, then sure. But I feel like they were trying to play with me a little bit until my dad stepped in. Okay. Like they still try it a little bit. And so I got my parents in the car. We drove all the way down there. It's basically this car, but it was black. So it was like exactly what I wanted at the time. I was like, ah! And it was like the lowest price I've ever seen for a Porsche Boxster. Like, and the guy ended up saying it's the lowest price in the nation. So we get there. Yeah, I'm going to tell you why I didn't leave with that car that day. I'm going to tell you why. And you know what? When it comes to stuff like this, I really take signs. So I said, oh, this is not my car, and I should not force it. I should not freaking force it because there's something wrong here. So we get to Marietta, and I'm like standing around there. It looks like a strip mall, like the used car dealership. It looks like a strip mall with every store within the strip mall being a part of the used car dealership. I thought it was really interesting. And it's like empty streets. Like Marietta ain't nothing going on. So we walk in there, first of all, and it's like nobody's around. And if y'all have ever been to a car dealership, used or new, they give you water when you walk in. They're like, oh, you want some water? You want blah, blah, blah. Obviously, they're trying to wine and dine you to buy a car. We got none of that. Like, the lady's like, hey, he'll be here shortly. I don't know. We wait a few minutes. Like, where is he? And you know, my dad's impatient. So he's like, where's your person? He finally comes out. He's like, okay, I'll show you the car. Mind you, I made an appointment. Not only did I make an appointment, but he called me prior to the appointment. Was like, are you sure you're coming for sure? So he knows I'm coming. I'm ready to get this dang car. Also, this is crazy. I just noticed that my dog sniffed and noticed another dog in front of him. We are in the car, and I saw the dog a minute ago, but he sniffed and said, hold the hell up. That's crazy. So, okay. So he's like, okay, follow me. Y'all, he's like, please excuse the construction or whatever. I think it's okay. It's okay. He's like, please excuse the construction. He has us walking through a office that is under construction. Like, the tarps are on the floor. It's dusty. It's construction everywhere. Like, huh? So he makes us walk through there. Then we open up the door, and there's a garage, okay? Y'all, he turns the light on. It is about 30 cars packed into this garage. Like, when I tell you there is car here, like, it is packed. And all of them are luxury vehicles, like a Mercedes, a Mustang, like all of them are packed in here. He look around left to right like this, and it's like, oh wait, your car's not in this one. Please follow me. Go to the next garage, and it's the same setup, like 30 cars stacked. I look over, all the way over there is my car. I'm like, how are you getting it out? Like, I'm supposed to test drive it today. He's like, oh, no, we'll get it out. Excuse me? So I get over there, open the door up, I guess rev the engine. What can I do? The garage is closed, and there's cars in front and in back and on the side. I'm so confused. Like, you know that I had an appointment. Like, huh? So we do all that. And then I just like leave out of there because I'm like, I just need you to take it out. I need to drive the car. He's like, oh yeah, well, we need to get your information before we can do a test drive, which I understand. Usually, you leave your ID or something like that. We get into the finance place and he is like trying to stall me out from riding the car. Like, that's how I feel. He starts being like, oh, I can get some financing for you. I'm like, sure, I get it. Like, I did mention I was going to go with the credit union because they usually have better rates. But I'm like, sure, this is my rate. Now, y'all, interest rates are kind of high right now. I told him I could get like a 5.5 though. Even though the credit union really offered me like, they did not offer me 5.5. Okay. But you got to negotiate, y'all. The negotiation situation. Okay. So I'm just trying to see how low he can go. He leaves, comes back. He's like, oh, actually, our interest rate is 10%. My parents said, then get the hell. Why did you even come back with this, right? Like, what? We do this whole song and dance. He goes from 10 to 8 to 7. Okay. And we're still like, no. And then he gets to like a 6.5, which I'm not mad at, because the LA credit union didn't give me a great rate. So I'm kind of like okay with that. But also in the meantime, I'm still like, I never test drove the car. He's like, yeah, but we just have to know that you're serious and like blah, blah, blah. And he was like, okay, finally the car's ready. I need you to sign a purchase agreement before you ride the car. I said, are you out of your mind? I will never sign a purchase agreement before I even test drive something. Are you crazy? Like, huh? This is when I start feeling like, okay, are you guys washing the money here? Like, there's something going on here. There's something going on. Also, if y'all are used to going to like a car dealership, they usually do the financing kind of like, they have you in the office and then they take out the computer, do the typing, whatever, come back, whatever. And then they give you a printout of what the financing is. He printed the first thing out, never printed anything out again. So he just kind of was throwing numbers like, okay, it's 7% now, which would be this much a month. And I remember being like, I asked him multiple times, can you print this out for me? I need to do the math on this. He wouldn't print it. So I ended up writing it in my notes, The next time he comes out to tell the next number, it was like, when he said it was like 6.5, he tells me the monthly number. And I said, that's funny because that's the same monthly as 7.5. That doesn't make sense. And he was like, no, it's not. I was like, actually, in my notes, that is the same number. And he was like, oh no, I think you just like wrote it wrong or something. When me is the one having the numbers and knowing it on, like, when I am the one that feels more confident with the numbers I wrote down, we're having a problem. We're having a problem because math has never been my strong suit. So if I'm calling you out on your number, something's up. He comes back 5 minutes later and is like, oh, actually, you're right. I had those numbers a little wrong. That's when I said, all right, this is feeling scammy. This is feeling scammy. Icing on the cake is my dad ended up yelling at him. Okay? My dad ended up yelling at him because they get into a back and forth about like some little scratches or whatever. And the guy like at first promised he would fix them and then came back and was like, actually, we can only do our best. Child, when my dad snapped, I said, get in the car, guys. Get in the car. He's a little hangry. And I'm done here. This doesn't feel right. Like, you want it to feel right. So, I left out of there. And then my dad actually took it upon himself to start looking for a car for me. He looked online and he ended up finding this car, my car, at an Audi dealership in Beverly Hills, which is funny. So they were like really ready to get rid of the car. They didn't want it anymore. They were able to like knock down some of the pricing. I even told them, I was like, I don't want a white car. Like, And they were like, we'll take down $3,000 just so you can wrap the car yourself. Like, wrap it in any color that you want. And I really appreciate that. We got there that same day. They had it washed, detailed, and everything for me to leave out in. Because I forgot to tell you, the Murrieta place didn't wash the car. It was dusty as hell. Like, oh my gosh. So I was like, wait, I feel like this is my car. Like, this is my car. So yeah, and ever since I've had it for about like a month now. And the white grew on me, you guys. Like, I actually really like the white. So, yeah, let's get into the details of this car. Okay, you just saw Ozzy. You're looking at him. This is a 2-seater, okay? I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is a 2-seater, okay? So you gotta be very cutesy, very demure in this car, okay? Can't have too much stuff. It is a 2-seater vehicle. There's the emblem. And here we go with the interior. We have, okay, this. Prints all over it. Oh my gosh. But I have this, which is an interior cleaning kit, okay? And it actually comes with screen cleaner. So I'm actually going to use that today. I'm going to use that. And then I also have a mini vacuum that I got that I need to actually like use, okay? So I can like vacuum some of this little dust and, you know, just stuff on the floor. There's like some little stuff on the floor, but okay. I wanted to show you guys the engine because this is like one of my favorite things. You don't use a key. It always stays in here and you just, boom. Like that. There is some storage in here like this on both sides. And then of course you have like a center console. I have a bunch of stuff in here. Boom. And then of course the glove compartment. And then you have these. This is what I love. I be using this heated seat all the time, okay? And then right here, when you press this button, it heats the whole steering wheel, which is really nice and cozy. These right here don't light up. This threw me off at first, but it lights up here, okay? And also, this is an automatic car. However, it can go manual, okay? So if you flip it over to this side, you put this switch over here, and then you touch the dials here, then it will go manual. I do not know how to drive manual, so I will not be doing that, okay? So as you can see, there's not much storage in here, but there are 2 trunks, okay? So there's a trunk in the back that's kind of small, and then there's a trunk in the front, which is pretty big. You can fit like 2 carry-ons there, or maybe a full-size luggage. I haven't tried it yet, but it's pretty deep. The reason is because there is no engine, okay? There is no engine. Hold on, let me turn this down. There is no engine in the front of the car. The engine is actually in the middle here. It's through here, okay? And because of that, you have space in the front and space in the back. And the other thing to know about this car that I think is like helpful, at least for me, is that there's a very low center of gravity. And because there's a very low center of gravity with this car, you can make turns and twists and stuff very easily, and it's like very agile, okay? I like that as somebody who is not necessarily like, I mean, here's the thing, I'm not gonna say that I'm a bad driver. I'm a great driver. I don't get into accidents, okay? But it's an easy handling car. That's what I mean to say. It's like very easy to handle. So I remember when I was first getting the car and I was like, ooh, I don't know, like, is it gonna be like tough to like, you know, learning curve, like it's a sports car. But actually, when I drove out of that dealership, let me tell you, okay, I drove out of that dealership, I was 10 and 2 at first, and then I got comfortable. I was like, wait a minute, I could do one hand. Like, it's actually a really, really easy to drive car. Like, I think it looks harder than it actually is. So, yeah. And then, of course, like, my true favorite thing is the convertible top. Now, all you have to do is press one of these buttons. So this button takes the top off. This one puts it back on. It is so freaking simple. It's not even funny, okay? So let's just do this now. And we're chilling. Yeah, woo. And then when you want, you just press that button underneath, and then boom, boom. Yeah, I'm gonna vacuum a little bit. I don't really like this vacuum. Woo, okay. Boom. Y'all, I had just dropped my, like, the cap for my camera. Wait, now where did I put it? Oh, I dropped this thing under the passenger seat. Y'all, I struggled so much trying to fit my arm in to get it from under the seat. Not realizing that you can easily just toggle this right here to lift the seat up. And then turn the thing on the bottom to move the seat back. Like, ciao. Okay, so let's see what we can do to clean this interior. So this comes with a little microfiber towel. Actually, two of them. This one is leather cleaner, so this is for the seats. I'm not going to use this yet. Cockpit cleaner. So I guess like down here and stuff. Spray on, wipe off, done. Generally spray the cockpit, side panels, and other surfaces. Okay, that's nice. And then we have leather conditioner. And then I could have sworn there was something for... Oh, display cleaner. It's this. Oh my gosh, like this is a cute package and all, but the function of it needs some work, okay? But I got some out. Let's get to it. Nice. Okay, so we vacuumed. We cleaned off our surface. I also have these wet wipes just in case. I'm actually going to use one for myself, and also this like little console here. But we're really like good. I think the cockpit cleaner can be used for this too, but I'm not sure. Like, is all of this the cockpit? Like, what's the cockpit? Should I look this up? Let's look this up. Okay, I'm Googling this. Cockpit of a car. Y'all, don't judge me. Vehicle's display system that provides the driver with information. So this whole little thing is the cockpit. Okay, well then look. We don't even need to use the wet wipe. Let's use this. Let's see. Which one was it? Boom, okay. Okay, I'm going to just spray it then. Nobody tell me I'm wrong. I just sprayed it. See? Spray down, okay? Now let's use one of these. Ah! Ooh. My dad, now I'm just like telling all types of stuff, but my dad had me go over to his place to teach me how to properly clean the car, quote unquote. He also has a Porsche. He has the big Papa version, like he has a 911. But he had me put this wax spray on it. Mind you, you guys can use this. Anybody can use the wax spray. I'll maybe put it in the description below. But if you have a car, any car that you just want to stay clean, you should use this wax spray too. Because y'all, I'm a believer now. I'm a believer, okay? And to him, a wash, he actually does not use soap on the car. he hoses it down. He only uses soap, dish soap on the wheels. And then he hosed the car down and had me use microfiber towels to get the dirt and dust off of it. Once it was fully cleaned, then he had me spray the wax spray on it piece by piece. And y'all, this wax is the freaking truth. At first I didn't know what he was talking about, like what was the point of it. Now I freaking get it. Y'all, dirt slides off the car. All you need to do in the morning or like after a week or whatever it is wipe off the car. I have a brush, like a very soft dust brush that I go for the car with. You can also use a microfiber towel, but you literally don't have to wash the car. Like back when I was when I had my Toyota Camry, I struggled sometimes whenever I like had to park it on the street, because it would get so dirty. Like it would get so dirty and dusty. This car always looks pretty clean no matter where I park it, because all I have to do is just do a quick wipe of the dust. It does not stay on. Like the wax makes that shit just slide off. And he said that you're not supposed to put new wax on until, like he said it should last 6 months. That's what the bottle says. But he feels like it only lasts like more like 4. He parks in a garage at all times. For me, I park on the street a lot. So I'm gonna he told me like I should touch it up in 2 to 3 months. And then I'll just like drive over to him and do that. So he can do it. But yeah. We're done. But yeah, as somebody who's not the biggest fan of like having to go take my car to the car wash all the time, this wax makes it so easy. I've had the car for a month. I have not washed it since the first weekend with my dad. And you saw it. It looks like a white car. It looks like a nice white car. Like it's really crazy. Like that blew my mind. But like you could just do that. Hey, thanks for coming and watching my car tour, car story time, whatever we call it. Happy driving, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.